This is Radio Nepal. I'm Susmita Dawadi with the news. Top stories of the hour first. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli discusses about government activities with Nepal Communist Party provincial parliament members. Home Minister says Biplab Group leader Kharga Bahadur Biswakarma arrested for terrorizing people for donations and leading violent activities. Nepal and Bangladesh sign and extends an agreement for energy export-import, and at least 53 people killed in Taliban government force clash in Ghazni of Afghanistan. Now the news in detail. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli and parliamentarians of Province No. 5 from Communist Party of Nepal today held discussions on government's activities and development works in Province No. 5. According to parliamentarian of Dang Dira Chandra Kesi, in the meeting held at office of the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers in Singhdarbar today, issues regarding development activities were discussed. He also informed that the meeting dwelt on budget implementation, increasing criticism of the government and physical infrastructure development as well. Home Minister Rambahadur Thapa has said that Netra Bikram Chand-led Communist Party of Nepal spokesperson Kharga Bahadur Biswakarma was arrested for terrorizing people for donations and leading violent activities. In a press meet in Chitwan Today, Minister Thapa clarified that he was arrested in course of controlling the criminal activities. He also said that it is his responsibility to control the crime, no matter whoever involves in it. Meantime, Minister for Home Affairs Rambahadur Thapa said that no protection will be ensured to those involving in inhuman activities. Addressing the convocation of junior police officers' basic training at Bharatpur today itself, Minister Thapa shared that police have a crucial role to control the crimes against the women, children and marginalized communities. He opined that the police work should prepare effective plans to control activities affecting the national integrity, nationality and sovereignty, as some disgruntled groups may exercise to disharmonize the social cohesion in the transitional period. Nepal and Bangladesh have agreed to work together in the development of energy sector. The two countries today signed a memorandum of understanding MOU on power exchange cooperation and was much talked about for long. Minister for Energy, Water Resources and Irrigation Barsaman Pun and Minister of State for Power, Energy and Mineral Resources of Bangladesh, Nasrul Hamid, signed on the MOU today. As per the MOU, a joint executive committee at the Energy Secretary level and the joint technical group at the joint secretary level will be formed for bilateral collaboration. The two bodies will convene their meetings within the coming 2 weeks and determine their future course of action. Minister Pun said the Bangladesh government has agreed on investing at the government and the private sector as well. The Minister for Energy, Water Resources and Irrigation said that the government of Bangladesh has become ready to immediately purchase 500 megawatts power from Nepal as per the MOU. On the occasion, Minister of State for Electricity, Energy and Mines of Bangladesh, Hamid, said that Bangladesh had come up with the move to cherish the dream of its people and address growing energy needs in Bangladesh. Meantime, in a press meet after signing the MOU, Minister Pun and Bangladesh's State Minister Hamid shared that they will hold talks with India on the issues of transmission line. It is stated that Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli and Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina will hold talks regarding the issues with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi in BIMSTEC meeting to be held in Kathmandu on August 30 and 31st. Minister for Agriculture and Livestock Development Chakraparni Khanal has said that plans and projects of the ministry will be handed over to local levels gradually. At a program organized in the capital today, Minister Khanal said people cannot feel the achievement of democracy until local levels are empowered with rights concentrated in Singhdarbar. He further said around 90% of the projects run by the ministry has already been handed over to provinces and local level, and the ministry is planning to hand over the remaining 10% of big projects in near future. Meanwhile, Land Management, Cooperative and Poverty Alleviation Minister Padma Aryal has said that the government is not being able to work as per the people's expectation because of the opposition Nepali Congress Party. Talking to journalists in Pokhara today, Minister Aryal said that a frequent obstruction in the parliament by Nepali Congress has obstructed activities of the government. Accusing the main opposition of obstructing government's activities without any agendas, Minister Aryal said that the government is committed to fulfill the dreams of people and prosperity promised to the people. Speaker Krishna Bahadur Mahara has described the positive thinking as one of the instruments of social transformation. In his address to a program titled Positive Thinking for Political Goodwill at the Leadership Level, organized by Rajkumari Brahmayog Center Nepal in the capital today, Speaker Mahara highlighted equal importance of spiritualism and as of materialism to change the society for better causes. He said the political leadership should listen to all voices and be optimistic for positive change in the society. The first meeting of Legislation Management Committee under National Assembly passed the work procedure regarding the operation of the committee's meeting today. The meeting, presided by the senior member of the committee, Haricharan Sivakoti, passed existing work procedure with amendment. No discussion on other issues was held in today's meeting. The committee shall meet at 1 p.m. on August 12. Department of Forest and Land Conservation has awarded various personalities in 5 categories, acknowledging their contribution in this sector. The Forest Department has launched a 3-day program with a slogan of Identity of Community Forest, Campaign of Prosperity in Federal Setup. Amidst a program that kicked off from yesterday, the department has honored Charchari Community Forest Consumer Committee of Palpa with Ganesh Man Singh Community Forest National Award and Tharo Nagi Kabuliyati Forest Group with Kabuliyat Forest National Award. Both the groups received a cash amount of 100,000 rupees. Likewise, the department has awarded various personalities with Private Forest National Award, Community Forest Journalism Award and Partnership Forest National Award. Speaking at the program, Forest and Environment Minister Shakti Bahadur Basnet said the conservation and their returns of natural resources should be within the reach of the public. He also stressed on the need of amending the policies to forward environment-friendly and pro-prosperity plans and programs regarding forest conservation. At present, there are 22,266 community forest consumer committees in Nepal. A meeting of senior officials of BIMSTEC countries is to be held tomorrow in Kathmandu. A one-day meeting of the officials is starting from 9 a.m. tomorrow as a preparation for the 4th summit of BIMSTEC scheduled to be held on August 30 and 31st in Kathmandu. According to Foreign Affairs Ministry, Secretariat Foreign Affairs Ministry of BIMSTEC member countries along with the General Secretary are arriving this evening in the capital to participate in the meeting tomorrow. The special meeting will be doing necessary preparations for the summit and ministerial level meeting to be held on 29th August prior to BIMSTEC summit. Bangladesh, India, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Nepal and Bhutan are member countries of BIMSTEC. Commission for Investigation of Abuse of Authority has formed a 5-member investigation committee to probe activities of SICTA project. Issuing a press statement today, the Commission formed an investigation committee in leadership of Commission's Technical Joint Secretary to expedite investigations started earlier regarding the construction of SICTA project. The statement states that the committee formed by the Commission will forward the investigation and carry out field visits as well. CIA has also drawn its serious attention towards the quality of the main canal as it has been frequently getting damaged. Senior literature and famous radio presenter Yaganidhi Dahal has been admitted to hospital after getting struck with brain hemorrhage. 2 decades ago, he had got his kidneys transplanted. On Wednesday, literator Dahal had gone unconscious at his home at Mandikhatar. He has been getting treatment at intensive care unit of Annapurna Neuro Hospital at Maitighar. Following the failure of transplanted kidneys, he had been under dialysis treatment for 5 years. The hospital sources said his health condition is critical. His wife Sudha Dahal said he is planned to be transferred to Sumeru Hospital in Lalitpur for further treatment. His program Sahitya Sansar was one of the popular programs broadcast from Radio Nepal. Through this, he promoted dialects and spoken language in Nepali literature. With a recent update, senior literator has passed away today. He had suffered a brain hemorrhage on Wednesday and was having treatment at the hospital today. You are tuned in to Radio Nepal 8 p.m. News Bulletin. Let's have some international updates now. At least 39 fighters and 14 soldiers were killed in clashes after armed group entered a strategic city in Afghanistan near Kabul overnight. The officials in Taliban fighters attacked Ghazni, Afghanistan's eastern provincial capital, leaving dead and wounded before Afghan forces pushed them out of the city. The attack on Ghazni city began overnight on Friday. Within hours, the Taliban claimed to have much of the capital under their control. U.S. attack helicopters and drone aircraft provided government forces with air support. Defense Ministry spokesperson later said the army supported police and the city has come under control of the government forces now. Moving on, Canadian police said a suspect is in custody after at least 4 people were killed in a shooting in the eastern city of Fredericton, New Brunswick. Authorities described the shooting as an active incident. They have advised residents to stay in their homes with doors locked at this time for their own safety. North Korea's foreign ministry has lashed out at the U.S. for not lifting sanctions against the country. It said it had made various goodwill gestures, but the U.S. was still following an outdated acting script and jeopardizing any progress. North Korea remains under a range of international and U.S. sanctions over its nuclear program and missile test. South Korea says it has caught 3 companies importing coal and iron from North Korea in breach of UN sanctions. The U.S. wants a full nuclear disarmament before sanctions on the North Korea can be lifted. Now, general weather forecast for tonight. According to the Meteorological Department, the weather will be generally cloudy throughout the country. Light to moderate rain is likely to occur at many places in the country. There are also chances of heavy rainfall at few places in the country. Well, we have nearly come to the end of this news bulletin, but before wrapping up the headlines once again. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli discusses about government activities with Nepal Communist Party provincial parliament members. Home Minister says Biplab Group leader Kharga Bahadur Biswakarma arrested for terrorizing people for donations and leading violent activities. Nepal and Bangladesh sign and extends an agreement for energy export and import, and at least 53 killed in Taliban government force clash in Ghazni of Afghanistan. Well, that is the end of the news from Radio Nepal for this hour. Our next English bulletin is at 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. Please also log on to our website www.radionepal.gov.np for more news and online programs. Stay tuned and have a good night.
A special weather bulletin for mountaineering expedition teams.
Welcome to Special Weather Bulletin. General weather, it will be generally cloudy with rain or snow at some places. Now, wind and temperature for western region at 3,000 meters, 240 degree 5 knots, 14 degrees Celsius. At 5,500 meters, 330 degree 10 knots, 0 degrees Celsius. At 7,000 meters, 350 degree 10 knots, minus 10 degrees Celsius. And at 9,000 meters, 50 degree 5 knots, minus 26 degrees Celsius. Now, wind and temperature at central region at 3,000 meters, 210 degree 5 knots, 19 degrees Celsius. At 5,500 meters, 30 degree 5 knots, minus 1 degree Celsius. At 7,000 meters, 300 degree 5 knots, minus 10 degrees Celsius. And at 9,000 meters, 230 degree 10 knots, minus 23 degrees Celsius. Now, wind and temperature for eastern region at 3,000 meters, 210 degree 5 knots, 26 degrees Celsius. At 5,500 meters, 210 degree 5 knots, 3 degrees Celsius. At 7,000 meters, 140 degree 10 knots, minus 10 degrees Celsius. And at 9,000 meters, 90 degree 5 knots, minus 24 degrees Celsius. That's the end of the special weather bulletin from Radio Nepal.